Welcome, Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the internet. Today, it is Friday, March 20th, 2026. We're brought to you by Incense Seguno, Postscript, and AMP, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. Nordstrom email disaster has gone out. How shall they respond? Apparently, somebody put something out there about becoming a cryptocurrency exchange. Maybe we aren't getting those meta refunds from the previous outage earlier in the week. Barry Hott has an update for us, and it may not be the news we all wanted to hear. And Sean Frank has released perhaps his most insightful content ever. Is apparel actually hard, or do you just need to niche max more? We are going to have Robbie Salter, CEO and co-founder of Jupiter, who's going to help us solve all of our dandruff problems. He's going to talk to us about founder story, what is happening with Jupiter, and why they're going up and to the right continually. Carson Hoffman, founder of Madvertising, is going to join us to talk interesting ads and also doing billboards, which most D2C brands are not akin to do. I'm also joined by my partner in crime, as always, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get inside of this show, Colin. Get in here.
Let's go. Wait. You mean Meta's not refunding people? Like I said?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's basically what's happening.
Oops.
It is how you called it. It is how you called it. I mean, you know, what else was going to happen? But I had a little ray of hope because Barry Hott said so. Now he's saying otherwise.
I got no hope for Meta.
Well, do not bite the hand that feeds you. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Okay. But feed me a little more, Meta. Feed me a little more. The good news is, as we roll into this Friday of Fridays, is that despite what refunds may not be coming, and despite what is happening on the internet with AI replacing us all, there are still D2C brands that are hiring humans. I am talking about the illustrious, desired, and largely watched segment of the week that is everyone's favorite, Hot Jobs, ladies and gentlemen. Caliente. The first job that we must hit is the email and SMS. I don't know if to call this manager or director or czar. This comes to us from Heart and Soil, and it comes to us from the mouth of Dean Brennan himself. I am going to read the tweet that he released earlier this week. He also did ask for our help on this, and we are pushing it. Because if you want to grow in your career, you need to be working at Heart and Soil under Dean Brennan. He says this: looking for someone to own email and SMS at Heart and Soil HQ. Beautiful office, by the way. Dripping Springs, Austin, Texas area. Own strategy, execution, results, Klaviyo, Postscript, shout out Postscript, DM or tag someone who would crush. And I do have some people in mind for this, but tell me why you think this is awesome. I think it is incredible, and everybody needs to go sign up and get on Heart and Soul's team today.
This is absolutely incredible. So you're telling me I get to go into this org and own Shopper, which we just talked about with Mike yesterday?
That's right.
And I get to be the guy that has all the data insights from consumer sentiment that's coming directly from our text messages. I get to be that guy.
That is correct.
You're gonna pay me money on top of that? And then on top of all of this, the brand itself is positioned so well within the actual macro. You're dying from that.
Yes.
You're dying from that. It's positioned so well within the macro for making America healthy again. This is I would say a home run job, maybe a grand slam job. Go get this job. Actually, we can get you this job. Let us know. We'll try to get you the job.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, DM us, okay? DM us on this one and do your pitch to us. And then if you're above the line, I'll pitch you to Dean. I'll say this: you also get a big big boy ribeye steak just about every day when you work there.
Oh, it's
Okay.
crazy. And
Now,
then they have a sauna and a cold
yeah,
plunge there,
yeah.
and like they have coffee there all the time. They have like organic coffee there, like really nice stuff.
I'll say this
Uh,
too. Like everybody on their staff is like extremely good looking. I don't
yeah,
know
all
why.
jacked. Yeah,
Everybody's jacked and healthy and extremely good
yeah,
looking. I'm not sure if that is like, I don't think that's not like a preconceived, like you got to be good looking to get in here. But
yeah,
I think what happens is you work there and then you become jacked and good looking. That is what I think. So
yeah.
many benefits
Well,
beyond just the pay.
plus you're getting juiced every single month on Heart and Soil supplements that you're getting. I mean, you got your treasure trove of anything you could pick from there, and they got something for everybody. I mean, it's incredible.
That's right. Make a friend and find your way in. And by the way, we are that friend. So
Let
talk
us
to
know.
us. We will talk to Dean. Next job, senior energy marketing at Jordan Brand. And I think this may be the most kind of obscure, interesting job of the 5 here. And let me explain why. Let me read this to you. Senior energy marketing. You need to be in Oregon for this one, I believe, but you'll be doing a fair amount of traveling. You will help seek, build, activate the right relationships, insights, and moments across the energy ecosystem. I hope there's a question in your mind. What does that mean? What's energy ecosystem? You'll operate close to culture and community, working across teams to ensure Jordan shows up in ways that are relevant. This is a senior individual contributor role designed for impact through end-to-end ownership and disciplined execution, suited for someone who operates with a high degree of autonomy and accountability. It's a tactical, hands-on role rooted in culture and discovery and execution. And you need to be comfortable operating without a perfect brief, budget, or roadmap and can still move work forward. Colin, what is energy marketing? What is this? I don't know what it is, but it
Yeah.
sounds very interesting nonetheless. Your take.
It sounds like what they want is someone who can be hands on the pulse of the zeitgeist for what is happening in culture for the now, which is exactly what Nike needs right now because
Yeah.
they are not cool. I mean, I have
Yeah.
ragged on them on the show multiple
You have.
times.
You have.
They are not doing the right things right now. New Balance is coming and taking their lunch. I don't know if you've seen what Adidas has been doing with the shoes that they're rolling out and the cultures and the run clubs. Adidas coming and basically taking more of their lunch. Nike needs to get it together, and they need like 5 of these guys.
Well, they're looking for somebody to do this for
Yeah.
energy marketing inside of the Jordan brand. So if you've got the energy and you've got your fingers on the pulse, this is a big boy job that comes with big boy pay. But you probably need to be in Oregon, and I think you need to be ready to move and go around a little bit and jump on planes and be there and in the
Yeah.
moment making it happen, and kind of without a roadmap and kind of without
Yeah.
a at the same time, but interesting nonetheless. I mean, Colin, maybe you should sign up for this one. Just kidding. Don't leave. Okay. Next. This one is very exciting
Yeah.
for me. E-commerce manager at Sesh Nicotine. Okay. I know I'm not promoting nicotine here. Okay.
I am.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I am. Nicotine's great. I don't know what you're talking about. Nicotine's
Okay.
amazing.
Well, many would say that the West was won on the back of caffeine and nicotine in the Colt 45. That's what many
Yeah.
would say. Okay.
Oh, you mean the
And
winning culture? Yeah. Yeah. I'll take that.
yeah. Well, in America 250, Sesh
Yeah.
Nicotine is up and to the right. They just recently raised $40 million. They're taking
Yep.
Zen and vapes and all of the things head on, and they have upgraded nicotine and are seeking to do it in a winsome way on the internet. We're looking for an e-commerce revenue operations manager to own the execution of our online revenue systems. The role is for someone who knows how Shopify, promos, subscriptions, and loyalty actually work in the real world and isn't afraid to touch the site with thine hands, QA flows, fix issues fast. You'll work with ecom, paid media lifecycle, et cetera, et cetera. 3 to 6 years experience. This one is in Austin. Somebody is going to be on a rocket if they get inside of here, and they're going to have an excellent, excellent story on their resume. Sesh is a rocket ship.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's super exciting. The only caveat I will say to this is that you're dealing with an interesting kind of category where it is tobacco, firearms,
Yeah.
And, you kind of are in this little bit of a gray area with advertising where you have to figure this out. You're not going to have all the tools at your disposal as would a normal brand. So there are some limitations you're going to have to work around with this.
But these are
But it's fun.
This is the right kind of rocket
Yeah.
ship that you want to be on, dear marketer. Okay.
Absolutely.
Make a friend and find your way in. Next, integrated marketing lead at Whoop. Whoop is on a mission to unlock human performance and health span. They're hiring a senior integrated marketing lead to ensure brand and product strategies land cohesively and effectively in the market. Cross-channel go-to-market plans, driving marketing planning, stakeholder alignment, launch readiness, etc., blah, blah, blah. Need to be in Boston or New York. Okay, this is on site, but nice payday here, up to $170K. I would think you being a integrated health guru like you are, you like this one. I think you do. You're wearing it right now.
And I'm churning from it. I am churning from this product.
Oh, sure.
Yikes. I'm ragging on Whoop. Give me a minute. 170 in Boston is not going to get you very far as well, by the way. So this is going to hurt even more. And there are a lot of competitors coming out after Whoop now. There's Fort that just came out, and there's also Polar and a couple others that have come out pretty aggressively. You have your work set out for you here. They do have a lot of data. They have a lot of capital behind the company as well. But it's going to be a bit of a knife fight trying to tackle everything moving forward, given the total competitors.
Colin, I mean, somebody that is ready for a knife fight needs to jump in here. Don't you think? I mean,
yeah.
Working at Whoop, senior marketing lead. I mean, that's nice. That's nice.
Their building's great, though.
Okay.
Their building in Boston is beautiful. I will say that.
I mean, I've got New England dreams here. Don't miss out on the New England summer. Don't miss out on the New England summer. Last but not least, e-commerce manager at Revelry. And I know that you know this brand well as a man who is about to get married. Bridesmaids, dresses, and all of the like. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that one wants to do well. As Revelry's e-commerce manager, responsible for all aspects of our website, Shopify Plus. Hat tip Shopify, just win after win here, including high-level strategy, merchandising, conversion optimization, customer journey, web development with our agency, site speed, SEO, and more. Sounds like you need to be a bit of a one-man marketing team / machine. That's the trend, ladies and gentlemen. Don't shy away from that. That's the must. That's the now.
Yeah.
Okay. You will report to the VP of marketing to help bridge the gap between campaigns and conversions. They want you to have 5 years of ecom management. Is a hybrid role, although the location escapes me at this moment. Your thoughts on ecom manager at Revelry?
Huge opportunity. I would say this is one of the best opportunities we have for today because of the TAM that it's addressing. There's so many young people that are approaching that marriage age. And the issue is you basically have to open up the wallet to whatever is happening and just grit your teeth and pay for all of it. So there is a price flexibility here where they're going to get a ton of folks. You're going to also dealing with multiple items as well. You're dealing with bridesmaids. You're dealing with multiple people in that party. You're also dealing with the groomsmen and all the people in that party. So it's a multiple item thing. This is amazing. This is a huge opportunity. I would say big on the uptick for potential as well.
And if you need to save a little money, save on that venue, find a friend with a nice backyard and don't skimp out on those dresses, especially for whoever's going to take this job. They need to work that angle. We have Robbie coming in here hot very soon. But before he gets here, we need to talk, ladies and gentlemen, about AMP. You know what? If you can't explain how your business is doing in a sentence or two, okay, your key metrics, your CAC, your LTV, how are you trending toward forecast or not? If you can't answer those questions concisely, I'm not sure you know how your business is doing. Don't you want to scale with confidence in 2026? Of course I do, Chris. That's why you need to be on Lifetimely, my friends. Amp's platform, favorite tool of mine, lifetime. It allows you to answer all of these questions in deep insights into your P&L for you and for your whole team, all in one winsome, eye-pleasing place and space. Perfect for board level reporting. Good news is you get lifetime, you get all the other tools for free, all designed to put profit back in your pocket. Their AI, my friends, is not you just prompting it, it is prompting you. This cohort, this offer, this product, let's do this. Tell me and I'll let it roll. Go to useamp.com, test drive that platform today. Many thanks for Amp being part of the show. Now, we have a very interesting person who is coming in here now. He has worked in Hollywood. He's got his JD from Northwestern, and now he's building one of the most exciting and compelling consumer brands in our space, all designed to give you very nicely hydrated locks and destroying flakes to the left and the right. I am talking about the one and only Robbie Salter. Get in here, Robbie. Get in here, Robbie.
Boom, coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. Robbie, man, we are so excited to have you on the show, brother. And man, just to start us off here, you've got to give us some origin story because man, you've got one of the most interesting journeys in the world. Working in Hollywood with Jerry Bruckheimer and CSI and all of this stuff, and then man, getting your degrees up in the beautiful Midwest, and now, man, you've got this incredible brand on your hands that you are growing up into the right. How did you get here, brother?
Thank you. I mean, listen, guys, so humbled to be here. Really appreciate y'all. So thank you. Listen, this is a personal story, right? Like you don't tell your wife you're going to start a dandruff company unless it's, unless it's deeply personal and it's something that you really see is something that needs to be fixed, right? And that's what entrepreneurs are. So taking it back a little bit, I am a Midwesterner from Detroit, went to the University of Michigan. Started a couple companies when I was in college. One of them was a total failure. The other one, and you learn a lot from it, right?
Sure.
The other one was a bit successful, and that gave me enough money to move out to LA and kind of putz around for a little bit. Somehow hustled my way into Jerry Bruckheimer's office. Convinced him. The guy's, he's from Detroit. He loves somebody who can play hockey. I'm from Detroit. I was, looking to use my skates out in LA.
Love it.
But so I was out there for 6 years working on shows like CSI, movies like Pirates of the Caribbean. It was a grand old time, man. But industry started changing. Netflix was starting to stream, saw how the industry was going to fundamentally change. Went to school, got my JD MBA, went to New York following my wife, kicking and screaming, still kicking, still screaming. Man, New York's an interesting place. Been here for 12 years now.
Wow.
And immediately I end up actually kind of working at this really amazing company. At the time it was called MediaLink. It's at the intersection between media, which is ads or advertising, companies like Jupiter, where I was very close to working with CMOs of Unilever, Procter & Gamble, all the companies that, we want to get acquired by, right? Yeah. And I was in the room hearing how these CMOs were talking about businesses like Jupiter, businesses like Harry's and Native. And they said, we acquire these companies because innovation is really hard inside the biz.
Wow.
So I sort of parked that idea. We ended up growing the consulting firm that I was working for. My boss sold it for about $100 million.
Good on him.
I made about $0 million. And I was in my office and literally just having a stressful moment doing one of those, saying, what the hell am I going to do with my life? Where am I going? Yeah. I was doing I looked down at my desk, saw a pile of dandruff, and I said, this is disgusting. I got to figure this out. And dandruff, I've always had dandruff. And I never really had a good solution. Went to the store, saw all the brands that you guys know. Like if I say the word dandruff, I know what words come to mind for you. I saw a bunch of blue bottles, They all smelled disgusting, uninspiring. And, we were getting to that point where, men's skincare, and we were starting to buy things that made us feel a little bit better. And I was like, there's got to be something better up there. Met my business partner through a friend, and I told him the idea, and he was just laughing at me. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, I have the exact same idea, and I'm working on it, in parallel. So we both had this idea at the same time. He was taking it from a totally different angle because his background was on Amazon, and he just saw that Nizoral was absolutely crushing it. It's the #1 and the #2 selling shampoo on Amazon across any category.
Whoa.
So we both saw that there was this huge potential, and we decided, hey, let's do it. Let's throw caution in the wind and dedicate our lives to dandruff. So,
I love that.
It's bizarre. Yeah, it's bizarre. But listen, guys, as I'm sure you've heard this phrase, like there's riches in niches, right? Like, and this is the biggest niche in the category, period, the end. Half the world gets dandruff, right? So Head and Shoulders, #1 selling shampoo in the world, period, the end. So if you at how big this market is, and frankly, how much room there is for improvement, you kind of got to say to yourself, like, if I'm going to do something, this one seems like a pretty good bet.
Wow. Colin, I want you to take this next, but I just want to say, like, I used Head and Shoulders yesterday, and
not anymore or not. Yeah.
Brother, I use it, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's just there. Yeah. It's just there. I'm not throwing any shade at them, but it's just always there. So I use it, but it ain't any good. I mean, that's my take.
Listen, man, it's real easy to throw shade on them, but I have to give it to them. Listen, they've been in business 70 years, right?
Incredible.
70 plus years. And it's inexpensive. It's ubiquitous. So like you can buy it anywhere. You know it's going to be super cheap. And for some people, that's okay. And we're not hating on anybody who uses it. It's just we're saying if you're looking for a cleaner, better smelling, better looking product, like come talk to us. And if not, no judgment at all.
I feel that.
Wow.
I feel that.
So you made the transition from, I would say, very corporate. I mean, JD and all of that. I mean, that's pretty corporate.
Sure.
And transitioning into kind of the Wild West that is e-commerce and D2C. Can you talk a little bit about that transition and maybe any crazy stories that you're like, I didn't even know how to use a Shopify dashboard in the first day, and now I'm a whiz. These types of things where you're just like, it's a whole new world out there for you.
I mean, guys, like you have to understand. I didn't even know what Shopify was. Like,
let's go, Robbie.
Like, no joke. And listen, we started this company 2020. We started working on the idea 2018, 2019, just like sort of kicking it around a little bit.
Yeah.
No idea. I mean, I'm used to working for large enterprises, with like Unilever, Procter & Gamble, New York Times, Playboy was one of our clients. Universal Music Group was one of so I guess the point is I already had a taste of entrepreneurship in college, and I started the big corporate world wasn't for me. And I loved my time at MediaLink because it was hustling, and it was, if you don't know how to do it, you got to figure it out yourself. And unfortunately, I'm the type of guy who feels like I can just figure it out. And I think entrepreneurship is, like a good entrepreneur has a blend of both stupidity, hubris, and like, it's like you gotta feel like I'm the one who can solve this. And the industry has been slow and blah, 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 blah. And I'm the one who can fix it. And I think having that attitude is what makes it work. So the switch from corporate to what we're doing today, it was kind of always in my DNA.
Sure.
So I always felt like these people aren't my people when I was in the big companies.
Well, you're my kind of people.
There you go. Yeah.
Tell me about this, Robbie, because my understanding is that, man, you guys took some real time kicking it around 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
You guys took some real time to bake in, like, developing your own formulas for this baby. And I love that, because to me, like we had Aman Ansari from Ministry of Supply come on. He said, hey, in our day, not all great products win, but only great products win. And I love that you guys took the time to do that. But man, the easy route would just be, hey, let me get a fancy bottle. Let me get some celebrities involved. And let's just pick whatever's already out there. And why did you take that time and develop your own formulas? What was that like?
Yeah. It's great. It's a great question. And the short answer is you can go to all these formulators and nobody had anything on the shelf. So part of it was, if I'm going to be honest with you, we originally started to say like, hey, what do you got on the shelf? Can we modify it in any way? And the answer was like, we don't have anything. So
that's
you can't modify it. So you can't even take what we have and modify it. And then secondly, what we learned really quickly, and I think, listen, being a consultant is, it makes you comfortable asking stupid questions, right? Like most consultants it seems like they ask stupid questions. You learn very quickly when you talk to these people that, the formulators, is like, you want to own your formula. So you want to create something that's new, because if you ultimately ever want to sell the company, you have to own the IP.
Yeah.
So early on we said, listen, the hardest trick of a good dandruff shampoo, and I think probably what's been preventing the industry from moving forward, is that the active ingredient, which for us, we use zinc pyrithione, it's hard to mask that smell because it does have like a medicated scent. So for us, it took about 18 months to figure out how do you not only get the smell, but the texture, the scent, the texture. It actually required quite a bit of time. And that's the back and forth with the formulators to say it's too thin or it's too thick or it doesn't lather. It takes time.
That's interesting.
You guys just launched in 1,200 Target stores, I believe.
Yeah.
If for the operator that's listening, that's also unbelievable. Congratulations on that.
Congrats, Robbie.
Congrats on that. For the operator that's listening to that and they are like, it's my time. I want to move into retail. I don't know how to do it. What's the first step I have to do? Can you talk a little bit about that process from going from 0 to 1,200 stores in Target, which is a crazy number?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think the short of it is you have to remember that it's like publishing a website, right? Like when people push publish on a website, they think the internet gives a shit. They don't. Nobody's waiting for you to push publish unless you're a Kardashian or if you're you're a big celebrity, right? And that's why celebrity brands work. And to me, it's not easier necessarily because it still involves a lot of hard work. And somebody's doing that hard work. I can't say the celebrity is, but somebody's doing that hard work. But the same kind of applies with retail, right? Like when you go in store, that doesn't make it like anybody gives a shit, right? You have to make the world care that you're at Target. You have to drive traffic to your aisle. And that's hard. So there is this idea of, is it a pull strategy where like you're in, people are already in the store and you're just trying to pull them over to your aisle? Or is it a push strategy where like you are actively trying to get people inside the store, trying to get them to get to your shelf? And for a smaller brand like Jupiter, because there are clearly massive brands at Target, for a smaller brand like Jupiter, that involves alerting our existing customer base, contemplating, are we going to be losing our customers from Amazon or customers from our .com? But then also figuring out how do we create brand awareness and some activity outside of, some marketing activity outside of our usual course of business to try to get people to go to Target. So it's a lot, man. We were fortunate that we were part of the Target Accelerator program.
Nice.
So that's a really nice way to get in the system, to get advice, for them to hear your pitch, to try to, bring you in slowly and gently into their system. And it's a good thing when you say no 2 years in a row. And that's what we did. They wanted us in there a couple years ago. And we just said, we're not ready. And then finally we said, all right, it's go time. Let's do this.
Robbie, that is
Crazy.
it's a crazy controversial decision. And I worked at a baseball company that was scaling super fast, and we told the same thing to Dick's Sporting Goods, who wanted us everywhere, all in one shot. Walk us through why you made that decision. Like, why was that the right decision? Hey, let's hold off Target, even though you're asking for us. Let's hold off.
Listen, I don't care what logo's on the side of the building, right? Like, in many respects, it's all these buildings are, cold white shells with shelves, or cold white box with shelves, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're whether it's a Target or Walmart or whatnot, it's a store with shelves. So we had to have the confidence that either the people in the store were looking enough for what we were doing, or that we as a company were creating enough awareness that people would, on our messaging that we're now in Target, that we had that like a big enough influence to push them to go in.
Influence an engine. Yeah.
And by the way, we also had at the time a 4-person team. So like, who's going to handle going in, all the day-to-day of being in Target?
I love that. I love that lean team that's accomplishing big dreams. That's incredible, man.
I'd love to talk a little bit about the shampoo heist campaign. So
yes, we have to.
27,000 bottles, 500K in inventory stolen.
Yeah.
As a founder, I'm probably entering in panic mode. That was not your reaction to this. Can you talk us through that series of events and then what happened after that?
Yeah, of course. So roughly November of last year, we got a big shipment heading to Target. At the time, our biggest partner, it's going into the biggest time of year. I get a phone call from my business partner. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. We just had a truck stolen. We have no idea where it is.
Crazy.
Stay tuned. But immediately my mind went to, oh my God, we're not going to be able to sell the product. But, but we have insurance. We'll get it back. Like, no big deal. But the truth is when you don't deliver to a major company, there are significant issues. It's lost revenue for them. They have a couple of, safeguards in place and penalties in place that can really make it sting more than the cost of your product. So, my heart, my heart went into my stomach. After about 48 hours, got a call from my business partner and said, we think we found it. And it's in a warehouse in the middle of random California. We have a private investigator. We have a private investigator who's been tracking this down, and we think that we found him. I was like, all right, like I'll get my Kevlar vest on, guys. Let's do it. Let's kick some doors down.
Let's find this guy. Yeah.
Let's find this guy. So we got the Los Angeles Police Department to get a warrant, and they kicked the doors down. And what they found was not only our product, but they found other, beauty company product, and we're able to retrieve it. And we got that product, and we're able to within a week get it to Target. But listen, man, this stuff happens all the time. There's just it's because of the nature of brokers in the trucking and logistics industries. Like, everybody's using a broker for a broker for a broker, and you got random people involved in the supply chain. But man, that was a crazy experience, and we turned it into a little bit of a marketing campaign. What's the
tagline on that? Something like, "Yeah, it's that good." Something like that, right?
It's that good. I mean, listen, who steals dandruff shampoo, right? It's got to be pretty good. So, so that's what we went with, man, and that's how we feel is. What we're doing is theft worthy, right? So we're very, very fortunate that the bottles ultimately made it to the location. Target was a good sport about it all, and we had a couple of those go viral, and it was pretty crazy. And we have our team to thank for such an amazing campaign that seemed to really gain some traction.
Wow.
Man, what a great way to, I mean, number one, recover a loss, but then turn it into a messaging win, wanted posters. Yeah, it's that good. I mean, if you need to solve a dandruff problem, you want to be using the product that somebody just stole $500,000 worth of.
Right.
Man, that is really compelling. I mean, that's thinking on your feet and your team getting with it and turning what could have been a major loss into a big.
Yeah, listen, it's entirely a team sport here, guys. Like we just have phenomenal players who are able to find influencers who can help elevate the message, great creative that hit the streets, and really proud of what we did. And we got a lot of exciting announcements coming up. So there's going to be more fun. And I think more than ever, guys, like we were a little sheepish. And it's one thing I've learned over the years is like, when you're breaking stigma, like you can't be sheepish. You got to kick the door down. Yeah. And we're going to be a little bit more disruptive because the shampoo heist campaign went so well.
I dig that, man.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. I'm a huge fan of just going out there and getting it.
Well, Robbie, man, before you go, and we appreciate you making the time and joining us here, man, if you can sprinkle any more sauce on what's exciting and coming up, we'll take it. But at very least, tell everybody where to find you and where to get their flakes problems solved and get those hydrated, luscious locks that you're wearing right now. That's what I want.
Listen, guys, I'm not only the president, I'm a customer, right? It's it's gotta work for us, right? And that's what it comes back to. Right. It's and I'd love to send you guys some product, but also for anybody who's watching this right now, I'm gonna give away a promo code, which is my name's Robbie, Robbie. Itchy Robbie is the promo code, and that's a friends and family discount. So for all your friends and family, you're now in the Jupiter friends and family.
Wow.
Let's go.
You can buy us at hellojupiter.com. Itchy Robbie is the code. Amazon or 1,200 Targets nationwide.
You're the man, Robbie. We appreciate you, my friend. And I'm going to show off these luscious locks after I get some Jupiter up in there.
You can take off the hat and give it a little bit of.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make this a segment. We're gonna clip it. We're gonna get it out there. Itchy Robbie, go use it right now.
I appreciate you guys, seriously, and continue doing what you're doing. It's amazing work. So
we will. Appreciate you joining us, my friend.
Peace out. Bye bye.
Imagine getting. That was crazy. Imagine getting $500,000 in inventory stolen and getting that call.
Golly.
And then pivoting it to an amazing campaign that's just crazy viral. It's like, it's a big brain move right there, obviously.
Big brain move. Yeah. I mean, I think I would have probably spent like the first 6 hours like huddled up in, the fetal position in the corner.
Yeah.
Crying myself to sleep. But I mean, the wherewithal and the quickness on the feet to turn that into, I mean, what may be like their most successful campaign since they have launched. I mean, that is good. That's energy, baby. That's internet energy. I dig that.
I also love that he took that and he's like, we're going to do crazier stuff now. That was a crazy campaign. We're going to do more crazy stuff. And so I'm excited to see what they do in 2026 with it.
I'm excited too. And speaking of crazy campaigns, we have the founder of Madvertising who's coming in. But before he comes in, we need to talk about Postscript. Ladies and gentlemen, focus is an amazing thing, isn't it? When you obsess over one thing, you get outsized results. And that is why people, when they make the switch to Postscript, see an average 22% increase in SMS revenue. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. And within a year, we went from making very little money to being a top 1% account on the entire platform. And specifically, the biggest opportunity you're missing out on now is not having their AI shopper conversing with all of the people who are texting you that you're leaving on red right now. Don't turn that thing into a customer ticket that somebody can respond to later on and send them to email. No, that is a revenue channel that you can make the most of. Go to the conversational report that Postscript just put out, direct-to-consumer.co, the conversational report, and get deets on how their AI shopper can be making you money while you sleep. Many thanks for Postscript being part of the show. Now, a very interesting person is coming to us. I am talking about Carson Hoffman, and he does something with his ad creative that I think very few other people do inside of our space. Of course, he's got some Jason Levin in him with, being absurd and stirring up a little controversy for some reactions, but also my man does very pointedly out of home advertising. He's making big billboards, and very few other people in our space are. We need him inside this show. Welcome Carson Hoffman in here. Get in here, Carson.
What's up, fellas?
Appreciate
the introduction. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Brother,
Absolutely.
We needed you in here. Carson, I think that you and I agree on something that just very few others, too few people do inside of our space. There's a lot of a kind of a lame, self-hating, limiting belief among marketers and advertisers about themselves and their own work that people hate ads. And I totally disagree. I disagree completely. This is one of our core beliefs at this show is that ads are not bad. People hate bad ads. That's what they hate. If you could, though, if you do agree with that, and I think you do, make the case for us why people hating ads is wrong. Just give us some foundational perspective on that and what you do.
So, I mean, I agree. Like a lot of people say in our industry, people hate ads. The problem with that statement is people don't hate ads for real. They hate what's not relevant to them. And one of the biggest things that I tell people is like, if you want to be able to sell your product to the right people, you need to be able to connect with them and relate to them. This is why, like for us, and I think why a lot of organic agencies get it right. I'm seeing a lot of meme and skit agencies come out of the woodworks nowadays, but they get the relevancy right? Like that's why memes and skits work so well, because people can relate to those moments. And advertising is no different. It's just you're putting money behind it, right? Exactly. So it's if you don't know how to relate to customers or make them feel something on an emotional level and provide value, then people are going to hate your ads. I think it's something like 49% of people actually enjoy ads when it's from a brand they like. And think about the Super Bowl. This proves everything wrong in itself. People will legitimately just sit to watch commercials.
Exactly.
Everyday consumers, not just, us. So it's things like that where when you hear that statement, it's like, okay, well, people don't hate ads. They might hate your ads. They might hate your ads. But let's be honest as well. If you're scrolling the feed and, a skit comes up and it happens to have ad at the bottom left, you think you're going to scroll just because of that? No, that's not how it works. That's you're playing against human psychology if you think people just hate ads for the reason because there's money behind it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the easiest case in point in my household is anytime we're watching football, especially the Texas Longhorns here, anytime my girls, their favorite moments in the entire game are the commercials. That's what they watch. That's what they watch it for. They want to see the commercials,
It's true. And just to kind of dive on that point a little bit further, nowadays we have our phones right at our hands when we're watching connected TV or watching regular TV. But I want to know, because this is what I do. Anytime I hear or see an insurance commercial, especially like Progressive, Liberty Mutual, stuff like that, I look at the TV, and Progressive has done a great job of this, of relating to people, especially in the like, we can't help you not become your parents. I mean,
great.
It's brilliant. That's probably the best campaign any insurance company has ever run. But I look at those because I'm like, oh, I know these are pretty funny.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
They had one that related super well to me when the guy's talking to the valet, and I used to be a valet in college, and I was like, dads that talk to valets talk exactly like this, and they try to always make the joke. Every time they make the joke of, well, can you bring around the Ferrari? That's mine. And they made that joke. I'm like, this is every valet's day, every day. And I was like, it's a great ad. It's a wonderful ad that they did. That's so funny.
That's what I do. I always talk. I always talk to the valet.
You can't do it.
I do. I always do.
Carson, why do we always get in this like kind of stage with brands where they're safe, they're defaulting to safe, and they have to kind of push against and be like, oh, the feedback is always, that's not on brand for us. Like, how do you push through that? And why are brands always just, let's play it safe, let's play it boring?
So, I mean, this will probably piss off quite a lot of brand owners, but you don't have a brand yet. Until I just see your logo and it makes me feel something, you don't have a brand. It's true. So like true. You have to be massive, and it's comes to a point where eventually you just get into this cycle of when you think too much about the brand, everything just becomes too constrained, right? Like we know creativity loves constraint, but when you take the box from right here down to here, you're working with a lot less, right? If you open that conversation up, you start to explore different angles, different formats, different ways of just thinking about everything. And one thing I like to say is if you want to think outside the box, you got to get rid of the box.
Yeah.
So I think like when you talk too much about brand and that is just everything to you, you start to, I guess, turn that box from cardboard to metal, right? It's very restrictive.
Carson, you have any examples of getting a little dangerous with it, advertising wise? Maybe it has potential to make somebody mad, either in the core customer segment or just outside of it. And maybe, brand founders, I don't know about that. And maybe you were a little nervous about it too, but you just went ahead and, you kind of worked your way through there. Any examples come to mind of doing that and seeing some big wins?
Yeah. I won't share the brand since I haven't had prior consent, but I will share the ad itself. And, we started with a brand back in November and we're still working with them. And we decided that we wanted to run a news headline ad, just news headline, kind of like the like Puberty and Barstool and those guys do for their organics.
Yeah.
So the headline was something to the effect of my girlfriend's mad at me because I found my new favorite late night snack.
All right.
And so we put that up, and I think within 3 days was like top spender, top of the account, just overall. And, we knew what we were doing because we know the audience that we want to reach. We know it's male. We know it's, very much so like gym bros. And, we put it out there, and the founders are very lenient with what we were able to do for the most part. So we put that out there, and it was ripping for quite a while. But it's stuff like that, right? Like you want to stir the pot. And I know a lot of people in the ad industry might get a little bit twisted on this one, but you need to create a conversation of some sort, right? Like what's going to make people care? If you're in the middle, you don't have the left or the right coming to save you, right? Piss the left off, the right will come back to defend you.
Yeah.
It's all about creating like a cult, a community.
Yeah. It sounds, it sounds more shareable. It sounds commentable, that headline that you shared. Go ahead, Colin.
Well, I was just going to say, this relates so much to what Oren John talked to us about, where a brand has to be interesting or else it's completely forgettable. And he's looking right now for brands that are doing interesting things. Do you see any brands in the wild that are maybe not clients of yours directly that you're still like, that's really interesting? I find that what they're doing is very interesting. It's not boring. I'm not going to fall asleep. And it's pretty awesome. I think more brands should kind of take those type of leaps like they're doing.
That's a great question. Well, first, I think just because of who you had on, Robbie and Jupiter, that campaign is quite what I like to do. I mean, that's like right up the alley of what you need to be doing. And especially like talk about season a moment and turn it into something that's going to make you more money. That was a brilliant idea. Other brands that are crushing it right now. Let's see. I think Cadence is a brand to look at, and they do it right from a lot of perspectives. Not only just forget about their meta stuff. They do really well on that. They test different formats, different angles, whatever. what I just talked about with somebody this past week was they do a brilliant job of turning things into everything is a community for them. They have their audience. It's runners, right? It's people who are everyday athletes, people who are elite athletes. You know, it's the athlete in general. But they do a great job of like bringing people together and making social moments out of those, you know, in-person events. And I think that's really special. Like they're a big one I look at right now in terms of just overall brand and honestly, just marketing head to toe. It's kind of a masterclass.
There's one that Phil Keel is constantly sharing on his Twitter.
Phil.
Oh my God. Phil. I don't know what I did too. I mean, we've had him on the show. There's a specific brand.
I know. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean,
how do we cross this? I don't even know how we cross this. It's helpful for a male audience exclusively. How about that?
Yeah, it's helpful for fertility. How about that?
Yeah,
it's helpful for fertility.
You brushed that up.
Specifically for a male audience.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, those ads are awesome. But I love Phil.
They're awesome.
It's so provocative that I have a reaction. It grosses me out so much, you know. But it causes a reaction. I shame away from even like saying it out loud.
Yeah,
like that's how significant it is.
Another quick
go ahead, Carson.
that I thought of too. I like what Rotten's doing. They do a great job, and I know they've got a lot of good people behind them as well, but they do a wonderful job of doing stuff a little bit more outside the box.
Yeah, they have an interesting, I mean, it's an interesting product too, but the way that they show it and reveal it and like bring you into the whole thing, very interesting. Tell me about this, Carson. You're one of the few people that I know who in our space who also does out of home work. I mean, brother, tell me about that. Tell me about making billboards, things out in the real world, how that's different from making Facebook ads, and some examples of who you worked with, and just give us context around that, because of course I always see them and I wonder about it, but I've never advertised in a space like that. It must be different.
It is, yeah, it's very different, and it can be depending on the brand, like. It can be very hard to sell for the most part. But, you know, what we're making a very big push this year in out of home for a couple of reasons. The first one is just in person, I think, is getting to a point where it becomes way more of an asset than just being online. With AI, with just kind of diversifying yourself a little bit. Yeah. That's the first thing. Number two is shareability. If you make a billboard worthwhile, people will post it on their own socials, just like, look at this billboard I saw. So that's another reason. And the third one is we've kind of realized that out of home is a great opportunity to get on social media and build an entire campaign around it. I mean, a great example that I'd like to think of is Ramp. I mean, they do a wonderful job out of home just with billboards themselves, but social campaigns. First thing that comes to mind, obviously, their Super Bowl ad. That was incredible. Yeah. That's the type of stuff that we're really pushing for this year. And we did a couple billboards last year. We did one with Freebird in Times Square. We did a couple with a franchise called Barbaritos. We were working on one with a current client of ours that ended up being too narrow of a push to get it to happen at the right time. I think what we're going to do is push it to November timeline. And there's a couple things that line up that I'm not going to share too much about, but we were very excited and then it fell through, unfortunately. But there's a lot of opportunity to do the out of home stuff. And then in addition, create, skits and BTS content, and even just take pictures to run on Meta. Yeah. Right? Like you get so much out of having that and being able to do activations and all this other stuff. Another thing that I kind of consider out of home is those activations. Like last week I was at South by and one of my buddies, I helped him live stream for 12 hours, just making clay pottery for clay.com.
That was for clay? That was for clay.
It was Aiden.
Aiden's the man. Aiden is the man. is the. I mean, what we need to have Aiden on the show.
You do need to have Aiden on the show. He's the man.
Okay, well, tell us about that. Tell us about that specifically, because I saw that and I just like could not believe when I saw it. I could not believe that was actually for clay, because you make the pottery and then he actually ate it. I mean, he ate the clay.
Yeah, he paid one of our buddies $1,000 to just eat clay. I think I posted the video as well. But yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we had 25 friends come out throughout the day to support. We must have stopped 150 people that day and just told them about clay.
All right.
But the biggest value especially I think the biggest value is going to come from the clips that we got. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you take it from in person and do the IRL stuff. And if this is a billboard, you could get 1 million impressions in a month, but then you take it online, you could get up to 30, right?
Yeah.
So it's that type of stuff that I'm very bullish on. And the hardest sell is, why should we do this if it's going to cost us more and we're going to get less impressions? And the reason is honest to God, it's kind of just a big baller move. Like you're signaling to everybody else that like you're a legit company if you can afford out of home.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. So it's a little bit of social proof as well.
It's true. I think it's a fair point.
It sounds like you're running some pretty provocative ads. Is there an ad that you kind of put together and you were nervous to launch, but then it absolutely crushed in the end and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have been nervous about that. That was amazing. Because you're kind of going, you're stretching a little far where you're like, all right, we gotta push the agenda a little bit today. All right, we gotta push the agenda again today. That can be a little nerve-wracking.
Maybe it'll be the clay eater. Maybe it'll end up being the clay eater.
Wild. We were like, oh, well, hopefully they don't come and chew our asses out for that one. But I would say, honestly, the one that I talked about earlier with my girlfriend's mad at me because I found this is my new favorite late night snack. Like we have a couple others that probably aren't appropriate for the live stream, but they tend to do really well. And one of my philosophy when I really started this was too many people are so safe with what they do. And we talk about it all the time. It's harder now more than ever to get and keep and convert attention. So how are we going to be different than everybody else? So we're going to do crazy stuff. Right. And that doesn't have to be, sexual or cursing or anything, provocative in any way. It just needs to be different enough for people to be like, what am I watching and why? It just keep their attention. Because if you can get attention, keep it, then you convert it.
Well, eating clay maybe what does it. Maybe become Clay's best performing content of all time.
I'm hoping so.
The favorite creative that you have shared that I like the best is it's the ketone IQ. The ketone IQ with the shot, and then underneath it, it's like the measurement.
A marathon of energy in every shot.
Yeah, exactly. 26.2 miles. That to me, that's my favorite piece of ad creative that you have shared.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We were very happy with that one. So I'll kind of spoil it. That was the one we were going to try to get up for the LA Marathon.
Oh, that would have been baller. That would have been baller.
Oh. Yes. And it unfortunately didn't go through, but we've talked about it more. We're gonna try to make it happen. Get it up for an event.
What a great team over there too. What they're doing with Rampage Jackson, I think they're doing
with
Rampage
John Jones.
John Jones, that's who it is. With John Jones, I mean, nuts. And then Michael's running in like a full suit, like a full like ketone
bottle. Yeah.
It's just nuts. So that's an amazing brand to work with and an amazing product too.
They are awesome. A lot of shout out to Michael and Greg. You guys definitely need to have those guys on. They're the best.
No, man, we will. Sure. We will. And I will say that as a billboard for the LA Marathon would have been a flex. I mean, that would have been a flex. I like that. I like that. Sometimes you just got to flex on them. And create that moment. And I saw the one with Freebird when they were in Times Square. I mean, it's kind of like, wow, who is this? I didn't know
Yeah.
that they were here, and that's worth spending a few dollars on. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was that was a cool one. Sorry, my phone's going off right now. I don't want to get up and get it. But
I'm telling we got a more important conversation going on.
Exactly. It's probably someone trying to hunt me down and ask for money. But no, yeah, that was a very, very fun campaign. And that happened to be my first ever. Got me a little bit more addicted to what it was about, and very cool experience. We love those guys as well. So it's definitely, I think, an interesting play. We're also exploring the idea of working with more software companies for the most part, because I think they have a wide range of ways that they want to get out there and be a little bit more viral on social media. I think it's a great way for them to do it.
Yeah.
Totally
B2B software has to.
Yeah.
Well, man, we appreciate you making the time and coming on the show, Carson, and flexing some of those out-of-home ad creative stories, my friend. Man, tell people where to find you, where to work with advertising, how to get a hold of you if they want to get one of those things up.
Yes. So you can find me, Hoffman, and creative. Feel free to DM me, or you can go to our website, advertisingcreative.com, and reach out there. But yeah, check us out, and appreciate you guys having me. This has been a great time.
Absolutely, man. We look forward to having you back. Thanks for joining us, Carson.
See you.
Wow. It's a very interesting.
Companies can be really boring at times, and if you're doing something creative and fun, that's awesome. You need to stand out among the millions of other, software companies.
How baller would that have been as a billboard, that ketone billboard? That would have been baller.
He should do it. I wasn't going to say it on the right there, but he should do it for the New York City Marathon. I mean, that's another massive one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a couple bucks.
Maybe a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Or I think like the world's most famous and sought after marathon is in the whole world globally in the universe. I think it's in Austin. So I think probably should come to Austin, Texas, and do it. That's just my guess, and I know that you agree with that. And
fair, yeah, sure.
I probably no feedback to be had there.
It's a great marathon, though. I will say that it's a beautiful marathon.
Yeah, I've run it several times. Just kidding. As we move forward here, before we get to our next stories, let's talk about Seguno. Ladies and gentlemen, Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What does that mean? Your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, all of it is there where you already work and play every day. Why is that important? That's important because your email data is your Shopify data. Your Shopify data is your email data. You don't have to trust in some duct tape together integration that's probably not syncing your segmentations and data correctly. This is a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. And if you don't have a full-time email marketer on your staff, Seguno was built for you. Lean teams with big aspirations. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you. Go to seguno.com. They'll give you a free trial, okay? And if you tell them Colin I sent you, they'll extend that free trial to 30 days. Seguno.com, truly innovating inside of our space. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, the news that we hinted at earlier, we must cover in specificity now. Meta refunds likely not coming. This comes to us from Barry Hott, who was just on the show this week and did give us hope that we could get refunds for the outage that happened on Sunday night. I believe it was. Jason Howell lost $100K inside of 2 hours. Barry Hott has this to say: multiple sources from Meta have denied any relationship between Monday's outage and the click attribution changes. As I suggested, I don't 100% trust those sources, know what happened, and I doubt they'd be permitted to confirm if it were true, but I wanted to give that update. It's looking doubtful. It's looking doubtful from the conversation since we had with him on Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget, but not what you want to hear, but it is a reality check. Maybe no refunds coming.
Brutal. It's an absolutely brutal thing. I am shocked that more people didn't see this coming. I'm gonna say that I called it. Just to sprinkle it on there. Meta does not care about you if you're a D2C brand because you do not spend enough money for them to care about you. I don't want that to come across as mean, but there is in no way a correlation between Mark Zuckerberg is thinking about Sean Frank and how he can help Ridge when he lays his head asleep at night. They're thinking about Meta Ray-Bans. They're thinking about all the new releases they just had, and they're thinking about their B2B customers. So if you are smaller than Sean Frank at Ridge, you are not on Meta's radar. I can promise you that. And so I would act accordingly, or else you're going to lose $100,000, just like our friend Jason did.
Well, I mean, let's just take that. Okay, let's just take that. Okay, I think it's true. Okay, it's a good take by you. I think it's true, but what does that mean? Act accordingly. I mean, we
Diversify.
can't buy. We can't. Okay, I get it. I get it. Diversify. I'm with it.
App
I'm with
loving,
it.
whatnot, TikTok Shop, Google ads, YouTube ads, long form on YouTube, organic long form on YouTube. You got to see what Huckberry's doing. Does anyone know what Huckberry's doing? It's absolutely phenomenal. The team at BPN, what they're doing over there on long form on YouTube, build a culture, build a community. Stop giving Zuck your dollars because he does not care about you.
Well, I would just say, to whom shall we go? To whom shall we go? I mean, Zuck still has the best acquisition platform, to my understanding. Yeah. And I'm no shade. I'm a huge app loving fan, huge YouTube fan. I think inside of 3 months, we've put up, about 500 videos, I think. So obviously I'm a huge YouTube fan and developing some long form content there and advertising on it, etc. But, I just feel at the end of the day, it's like, where am I going to go?
I got the answer for you. You ready for it?
Yeah, give it to me.
You're going to go to OpenAI. You're going to fork over $1 million to get into their test, and you're going to run on some view through data. And just fingers crossed, and let's ride this roller coaster ride.
I think we already know how that experiment is going, and it's not very good. Okay, next. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, what is Brooks Brothers doing? What are they doing? I'm wearing a Brooks Brothers shirt right now. I'm a big fan. I will always buy Brooks Brothers shirts. At least I hope. This tweet comes to us from RF Kenmore, and he says, "What is happening at Brooks Brothers? 3 question marks. Can't imagine the wedgie squad that Simon Property Group, the brand's managing owner, has running the show here." And it is true. If you zoom in there, you look at that picture on my right, he does have a slight revealing of the undies underneath and has kind of the Tennessee tuck, a little bit of a, variant of the Tennessee tuck going on right now, except he does have it tucked into the underwear with the underwear exposed above the classy chino slacks that he is wearing. I can't say it's the move that I'll be pulling this weekend, as hopefully I celebrate my anniversary. But I have to echo the question: what is going on here? Like, who is the target market? Do we really want to pull the undies above the classy chinos? What do you think here, Colin?
What's crazy is if you've ever been on the set for a really highbrow professional photo shoot, there's people that are adjusting lighting to everything. There's people that are focusing and hitting mirrors and all this stuff. They're shooting it up to the moon. So there's probably 7 people that saw this and are like,
yes,
good to go. Let's rock and roll. Let's keep going with this. And so maybe it was Brooks Brothers' fault. I would say maybe it's also the photographer's creative direction that he kind of went a little too far with this, maybe. But Brooks Brothers is a timeless piece. They maybe were just trying to show off the fact that they have new underwear now that's for sale. We're talking about it. We're talking about it. It's out there. It's getting a little viral. Good for Brooks Brothers. I love them.
Good for them. Good for them
regardless. Good for them regardless. I love them regardless. Okay. They have to do a lot of stuff to upset me.
Okay, well, I did too. Let's look at this next one because they have done more. This is their collab with New Era, their fitted caps with New Era. And I think this piece here on the left right above the foreign kind of art looking French book is the Brooks Brothers and New Era fitted cap collab. I can't say that this is the best look for them. I wonder here alongside RF Kenmore, what are we doing? I don't think that fitted New Era caps is the right move for them. I'm not sure who the target market is and who they're kind of trying to include in the fold, but definitely different from years gone by. I will say I do like the green dad hat with the embroidered, you know, kind of cursive script on the front down there in the lower right. That looks gas to me. I like that one. But the fitted New York Yankees cap that has had its logo replaced with the Brooks Brothers sheep, I'm not sure is the move for 2026. Your thoughts?
Brutal. This is a brutal,
it's
brutal expansion.
Brutal.
Get rid of the fitted and focus on those dad caps, Brooks Brothers. Know who you are a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, know who you are.
Sometimes you just got to stick to what you know.
Yeah.
You know? And hey, there's been a lot of talk of this on the internet lately. Apparel is hard. You know, apparel is hard. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you want to make a New Era collab and you expect it to pop off and it doesn't. Sean Frank has sage advice for us here. Quote, apparel is too hard. Everything has been tried to death. And then he's got this groundbreaking ad for a groundbreaking product here, introducing fart blocking underwear. Lab tested and independently verified to neutralize up to 99% of odor you can release in peace. Seriously. That tagline is killer. You can release in peace. Seriously. And then the CTA here, I know Jimmy Kim, email extraordinaire, would be pumped about the CTA. Stop fart odor here. True innovation. Yeah. And hey, maybe apparel is not too hard. Maybe it's just to be niche maxing more. Maybe one just needs to increasingly niche max. And I don't think anybody has done this one as of yet, but they are now.
I love it. I mean, imagine what you could use those for. You got a really intense presentation. Let's put these on. I don't want anyone to know. You know what I mean? I'm presenting a project to the rest of the team. Let's put these on. I don't want anyone to know.
On. Exactly.
First date. I don't want her to know. Put them on.
Exactly.
My wedding. I'm going to put them on. I don't want anyone to know.
It's always there. It's got your back.
These use cases just keep coming up. I love it.
And somebody needs to do an undershirt. Somebody needs to do an undershirt version for any odor that could come forth, you know, from other intimate places on one's body. I do think that this is I think it's a very winsome product. I do.
Yeah.
If it can actually deliver on this, like, I think they've got a very significant business on their hands, and now they just need to make funny ads. Maybe they should talk with Carson.
they need to talk with Carson. This is a perfect brand for Carson. This is a textbook home run brand, and this brand should also lean into this very much so.
They should lean in. It's time to lean in. It's time to lean in. Well done by them. Niche max more. Before we get to our last round of stories, let's talk about incense. You know, we all want better ads, don't we? Of course we do. And we'd like them to have actual humans involved, human creators, etc. But the experience for finding those people, manually negotiating those usage rights, etc. Oh my gosh, it's a headache. Very, very disjointed. And that's why Incense exists. It's the all-in-one UGC influencer marketing platform that actually makes creative scalable. All-in-one platform. You get a vetted creator marketplace. They are applying to work with you. Automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management, content delivered in as little as 14 days. This is so much better than just finding some random TikTok and hoping that it transforms your business. This is building real relationships with real creators and developing real assets that can scale your business. If you go to UGC, the hubs.la with that specific link on the end, you can get Incense's UGC Playbook 2.0. We just had CEO Danil on here, and he had some incredible things to say about how to win in this era of Andromeda. You need to go pick up that playbook today. Get that thing in your back pocket and then go test drive that platform for free. Many thanks for Incense being part of the show. Now, we have to show this story. Okay, we have to because many said that this was not real when we first debuted it. They did, including our beloved friend of the show, Jess at Higher Fire Team. He told us that Rent a Human was not real. Rent a Human for meat tasks is real, and DoorDash is the one who is bringing it to the mass market. Okay, this comes to us from Barely.ai, which Trung Fan is the man behind it. DoorDash released a new app called Tasks. We could call them meat tasks, as Rent a Human did at one point in time. It allows the 8 million Dasher couriers in America to create video and audio content for AI robotics training data. The App Store page shows load dishwasher, make bed, fold clothes, and wash dishes as chores. Payment is $5 and up with video instructions, with another page showing an option to make a 20-minute natural language Spanish audio for $20. Now, you know, one could say, hey, this is just doing stuff. But I think that the element of the AI training data being involved here makes this Rent a Human for meat tasks. And this is it's at least a piece of the new economy in 2026. Your thoughts, Colin? Are we entering into the singularity?
No, this is just training data. This is just making training data more broadly available to people to actually monetize off of it. We've had companies that have basically taken training data where they're just going to use it and say, you're opted into this, you're the product, XYZ. At least now you get paid for the training data that you're going to be trained on. So this is a good thing. I think this is pretty cool.
I think we may be working for the robots at some point. I think we may be working for the robots, and we are a step closer. We are a step closer. Hey, and you know what? Hey, gig economy. It's okay.
That's
hey,
true.
Get a fair wage from the robots. That's all right. That's all right. We'll take it. Take it. Not dystopian in the least. Before we head out, two more stories. One we should just look at quickly here, and just a little hit of nostalgia for us all. This comes to us from Chase Passive Income, which is a hilarious account. Look at this Sam's Cola soda machine selling their choice wares, their sodas, which were delicious and full of 50 grams of sugar, I'm sure, for all of 5 cents each. Now, I have to say, I don't remember 5 cents. I don't remember.
No.
I definitely remember a quarter. 5 cents, I think, may have been before my time, or at least I wasn't in on the choice Sam's deals that one was getting here. But 5 cent sodas? Wow. What awesome. A world. What a world, man.
I grew up at a pool, and we had a vending machine just like this, and it was 75 cents. And I remember, if I can just get 3 quarters together, I can get a Mountain Dew. I can get a Mountain Dew and get fueled. And so I would actually run around the pool, looking around under chairs and stuff like that, looking for quarters and looking for change just to get 75 cents to get a nice little soda.
Yeah, the call for me was going to Walmart, and they've got the Sam's Choice, whatever. You can buy Dr. Thunder. Okay. You can buy all of the ripoffs, whatever the RC Cola version was. I forget. But it's like, why not have it? Why not enjoy a Dr. Thunder for all of 1 quarter or double your price and get the real deal? Get you a Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper for 50 cents. But 5 cents? Wow. What a time.
Crazy.
What a time we used to live in. He says the world you grew up in no longer exists. Last but not least, the Nordstrom email disaster. This comes to us from Dylan A. Bruscato. And earlier today, Nordstrom emailed its customers with the subject line, limited time, we'll double your cryptocurrency.
Brutal.
I'm not laughing at whoever accidentally sent this. I'm not laughing at them. But we do have to say it's at least a funny moment nonetheless.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking at it right now, and inside the email, not just in the subject line, but inside the email. Let me read this to you. Limited time Nordstrom or Normstrom. On the inside of the email, it says Nordstrom. Nordstrom is giving back. We're doubling cryptocurrency deposits for the next 2 hours. To celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Nordstrom is giving back. For the next 2 hours only, we'll double your cryptocurrency. Send cryptocurrency to any of your unique deposit addresses below, and we'll send you right back 200% of the amount you sent. For example, if you send 2,500, we'll send you right back 5,000 to your sending address. And then they had this to say in a follow-up. Dear customer, you may have received an email earlier today with the subject line, limited time will double your cryptocurrency. That message was unauthorized. Please disregard it. Nordstrom will never ask customers to transact or otherwise transfer funds using cryptocurrency. We're taking immediate action to investigate and address this issue. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Now, having read this, I doubt that this was like some intern who made a mistake. I mean, it looks like somebody got hacked. They got in here, sent this out to what's probably the whole email list.
Brutal. I mean, this is a nightmare. You never want to see these types of security things. I wish they wouldn't have sent that follow-up where they're never going to talk about cryptocurrency, because if they were smart about this, they would immediately be talking to Coinbase right now and making light of this situation next week, and somehow arranging a partnership between Nordstrom and Coinbase and absolutely just go to the moon with it and make it hilarious.
Just ride it. Just ride it. Ride the wave. Ride the wave.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, could be interesting, you know, pay for your next dress or your boots or your purse in you know,
fart
USD fart coin.
What? Why is that funny?
That's what you buy those underwears in.
Exactly.
You buy
also, they're also with Coinbase. Coinbase is everywhere.
I was thinking USDC, you know, maybe some kind of stable coin, Tether, I don't know. But yeah, fart coin. Why not? Why not? Why not really lean into the gag?
Yeah.
Well, many thanks for Robbie Salter for coming on the show. Jupiter, incredible story. I want to have those luscious locks that he has, and great product. I mean, with real development behind it. Incredible story, the way they turned that marketing campaign. Many thanks to Carson Hoffman for coming on and talking about what they are doing, particularly out of home. I found significantly interesting. And many thanks to Incense, Seguno, Postscript, and AMP for making this show possible. We are going to be back on Monday. We'll have more content coming out over the weekend, some weekend watches for you. Colin, anything you want to say to our valued listeners and watchers before we go?
Go outside and touch some grass.
Yeah, that's right. And just remember, everything is computer. The computer everything is computer, but computer isn't everything. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.